Elizabeth is with us. Elizabeth is in Pensacola, Florida. Merry Christmas, Elizabeth.
Merry Christmas, Dave. Thank you. And John, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. How can we help?
Okay, thank you. I've been in a relationship for coming up on 1 year with a man who's loving and devoted father to his two girls, and I also have a daughter. And we started off so wide open and hopeful, and we were discussing the possibility and dream of marriage and blending our families and how that could work. But little by little, issues regarding lots of things, including boundaries with the kids, have seemed to put a huge damper on our relationship. And due to his behavior or moods, my daughter's pretty much lost all respect for him and despises him now. And at this point, our relationship is unrecognizable from a year ago, since I've retreated to where I felt I wouldn't step on any toes out of deference and respect. But I'm also struggling with a feeling I should walk away, but also not wanting to abandon what we've tried to build.
How old is your daughter?
She's 13 and a half.
They're perfectly capable of causing entire countries to cave in.
They also 13-year-olds. I was just talking about this on my show earlier today. Their sonar for not safe is often much more in tune than ours are as adults, because like you just mentioned, you've got a fantasy. You come from heartbreak. You want the idea of a family, and you meet this guy, and right out of the gate, it's going to be awesome. And all of a sudden, the picture y'all paint together looks incredible, and then reality starts to open up over the last year, and you have enough strength and fortitude and grit and determination. I'm going to marry this guy. I don't care if he's the worst guy. I want that picture. And your 13-year-old saying, I'm not going to be around him, because she's still in touch with, she hasn't lost that sense of herself yet. Here's my hard question for you. It sounds like you've already broken up with him. You haven't broken up the fantasy.
Yeah, because I just like, and John, on your recommendation, I bought that book, Facing Love Addiction, by Tia Melody, and I'm trying to look at myself and say, is this just, but I love him and care about him so much, and it's just hard to let go, because
both of those things can be true at the same time. You can love somebody deeply, and they're not the right person to connect to hitch your wagon to for the rest of your life. You can break up with somebody and be devastated, and it still be the right thing to do. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. And I'm not telling you to dump him. I would never tell somebody to do that unless there's abuse or something. So I'm not telling you got to leave him. What I'm just holding up a mirror to what you just told me and Dave is, you're done with this relationship. You're not done with the idea of what could have been.
Which bucket? Your 13-year-old doesn't want anything to do with him. She's lost all respect for him. Is it because he called her out on her stuff and no one has lately, and she's a little 13-year-old butt? Or is it because she's seeing stuff that is right?
It's a little both, but she's got an incredible sense about people, and I've always, tried to tell her, hey,
why does she not respect him? What exactly?
He gets kind of moody, and she thinks that he's not acting like mature, and I agree. There's times where he gets like triggered by things, and he'll kind of act moody or hurt or something, and it's like, I think she's looking just like I am for that leader, and I've got the compassion to try to like, oh, I'll work with him, and she's just like, nah, she's
when you
like,
say moody, is it that Sunday afternoon dad, just that there's a bear over there on the couch watching football, you better not talk to him or touch him? Or is he ugly? Does he say ugly things? Does he just ignore people? What do you mean? Be specific about the behaviors.
So like, for instance, sometimes, even specifically towards her, like he kind of didn't give her the benefit of the doubt for something, let's say. And, and he kind of acted like she wasn't, acting right when she was just being a normal kid, or also, just the way that she's seen him interact with, because he's got a daughter too that's her age. And so, I'm sure they chat, and so just seeing how sometimes he reacts to her and then the daughter's reaction to that, I didn't even go into some things that she's seen that I also wasn't okay with over at his place, where just there's some family dynamics there that I'm not So,
bo-
awkward things
let
happen.
me put it this way.
Yeah.
Both you and him have been around the block, meaning y'all have been through heartbreak. Y'all have had other marriages before. You've had other relationships. Is there an opportunity for y'all to sit down with adult, like in a very adult conversation, almost like an accounting review, an audit, and just say, hey, this last year's been tough. Let's agree that we're gonna start acting different. We want this thing to work, and we're gonna both begin to or continue to invest in this thing, or we're gonna be heartbroken and it's gonna be hard, but let's choose to move on. Could you do that? Could you have that conversation and say some of your needs out loud?
Yeah, and I've been trying to, and it seems like he kind of like doesn't. I don't know if he's really very available to give me what I need, which also, and I even used some words I heard on your show, like I'm worth, being loved for who I am, or like I'm worth this. I have a lot to offer, and like I'm, and he's kind of like, I don't know. He just, I don't think he actually appreciates my worth, and I'm trying to, I don't know. I think maybe that's also part of it too.
You're done.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're telling us.
You just outlined somebody that's done.
And Dave, I want someone to treat me like how you treat Sharon. I want someone to treat me like how you treat Sheila. I want that, and I just
Your daughter doesn't, because I would be dismissive of her if your household is kid centric and your kid thinks she's the all to be all and she's 13. I would be dismissive of her. So you really wouldn't want me.
I mean, but just like to feel like I'm on that pedestal, and I'm not like some diva.
No, not you, her.
Oh yeah. No,
you get to be on the pedestal. That's your job. The 13-year-old doesn't.
Right, and that's what I feel like. And I literally put my hand down on the ground. I was like, I feel like I'm down here, and like, let's say his, mom and his sister, and your mom and your sister are there.
Mama's in this. Whoa!
Hey, you should have left with
should have led with mama.
Led with mama, yeah. Hey, here's what I think is
run over
going
by
on
a reindeer.
Your body's gearing up for another breakup, and it remembers the last one, and it was painful and awful. So get some people in your life, because you're about to enter into a hard season.
Yeah,
and
get some hot tea and two good friends.
We'll walk alongside you.
This one's done.
Be tough.